right, we are live, right on time, just 56 seconds late. Who do I hear? Somebody's got some animals in their background. Do we have a dog show today? On Fun Friday? Dog show? No? Hey, some of you, Lindsay, Lindsay's here with us. Lindsay, I posted a funny video today on TikTok. I did that. That actually happened.
And
it was just, yeah. And it was just me dancing with some stuffed animals to the song, "Oh, Mickey, You're So Fine."
Oh, God.
So there's that. Yeah, so Fun Friday has made it onto TikTok as well. I figured, you know what? Most people on there just want to be entertained. They don't want to learn it. So I'm just going to go ahead and dance with my daughter's stuffed animals, and we'll see how that goes. But when I posted it, it suggested that I tag or share it with Lindsay Dollar England. I was like, why are you telling me to do this? I don't know. Okay. So since it is Fun Friday, let me just go ahead and share it with you all. So TikTok.com. View profile. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. You guys ready for this? It needs me to validate. I've gotten 0 views on this so far, so that's not good. But I guess it takes time. Share screen, share sound, do it. And here it comes. Come on. There you go. That's the whole video. So that did not take long to produce, in case you're wondering. All right. Anybody got a joke? I just gave you one, but anybody else got a joke?
No.
Linda, you're enjoying that?
I am.
No jokes today?
John, you're inspiring me. That's funny.
Okay. So I guess what does that mean? It doesn't have to be anything. Just publish. That's it. Best known beats best. Just get something out there. I had this conversation with one of our friends this week, one of our members here, and the idea of how to show up as an expert came up in the conversation. And so I may have to change the title of our talk today, since that's the direction that we seem to be going in. But here's some things we're gonna take inventory on this. It's gonna be good and instructive, and at the same time, hopefully entertaining. So, what did you just see? You just saw a dancing salesman, right? So what does that have to do with anything? Well, nothing. Okay, except when you're, and if you see the rest of my content on there, and we just started this channel a week ago, I got 20 something followers. But when you have a certain amount of certainty, right? When you have a certain amount of certainty, when you have enough authority or altitude or conviction or just a confidence about a subject, can you then flippantly divert and do other things? One of the things that the answer is yes, you can, right? But one of the things that I've taught in fact, we've got a course on this about how to do compelling webinars, how to sell one-to-many via live video broadcasting. And this is a course that our accelerated members are going through, and Shannon and I have the CEO Freedom Accelerator. So that's for like people who are getting businesses going at a pretty high level, or intending to get to a pretty high level with, perhaps a coaching program or a course that they're publishing, or some professional services that have a significant impact on the end user, right? So their clients experience breakthroughs in such and such area of life or business or whatever they're doing, because they're engaging with typically a high ticket coaching or course type offer. But it's one thing to have the expertise in a certain area. It's another thing to communicate that in a way that attracts the ideal customer and gives the impression that you have the expertise. All right. So there are people who are not, let's say, not as good of a communicator as they could be, or as good as you might be, right? And there may be experts in this certain whatever they do, but nobody knows about it because they're not promoting, they're not publishing, making public, right? That's what publishing means. They're not publishing promotional material or making known in the marketplace the expertise which they have. And that's, look, I could say I understand. That's very understandable. If somebody is a spectacular programmer, computer coding. So this is where my brain was just in before we just got on here. I was working with a consultant who knows a lot about technology and code and stuff like that. I don't, nor am I interested in learning. But they've been at this for some decades, right? Does that mean they can have a conversation with somebody about coding? In fact, during our meeting, it came up that that when onboarding new clients for the technical coding and all of that, right? They don't do the onboarding. They have somebody else talk to the customer, because they're going to be talking like all this computer babble stuff. And like, now I'm the type of guy, and this just happened. I'm the type of guy that as soon as I hear one word that I don't understand, I'm like, well, what is that? What does that mean? Right. So I need to, I mean, if I'm going to use the information that you're attempting to communicate with me, I need to know what that means. And so entering the world of where my expertise is not, right, sticking my head through the window and hearing that conversation, I'm going to have a lot of misunderstood words. Now, what most people do is they just assume, or figure it must not be important. I mean, if it's like a specialized nomenclature or something that they're using, well, somebody else must know about that. And yes, somebody else does know about that. But if you intend to know about that, you damn well better get the definition, right? So in that way, there could be a communication breakdown between the expert and their intended target audience. Okay. Now, I feel blessed that my expertise is communication. So it's not like, oh, I can't communicate about communication. It's kind of like a shoo-in, right? It's like, whatever, just show up and run your mouth. So to that end, I can speak to you as someone who can flippantly go, just basically be relaxed and confident when I'm attempting to confront, the marketplace. That being said, most people, I think, get stopped in that area. So the idea of what do I talk about? What could, how could I show up as an expert in that way? Now, if you're the computer programmer guy and you never talk to people, it's going to be a bit of a, an incline, which if we remember the old saying, develop your strengths and manage your weaknesses, right? Maybe you're not the spokesman. I mean, that's okay too, right? Go be the best computer programmer in the world and, hire somebody to, write a script and hire somebody else to recite it or something. I remember doing this. I did a podcast at one point with a business partner, and we hired this guy to do like the voiceover and everything. We had background music, a jingle, and it was cool. And it was cool, but it was, I couldn't do that. Right. But what that guy does. Right. So sometimes we want to delegate that stuff out. But back to the point, as people who are obviously intent on, bringing in more traffic and customers and, clients for whatever you're good at, whatever you can do to have an impact in somebody else's life, there's going to have to be some communication channels set up. And it should occur, I think it should occur as inviting to the point where there's a relaxed confidence that's transferred to the listener or to the viewer, right? So if you've got a relaxed confidence about your computer programming business, your network marketing thing, your e-commerce products, your whatever it is that you offer, if you've got a relaxed confidence about that, can you communicate it in that way to the people that you're intending to attract? So back to the question that I was asked earlier this week or last week, what do I talk about? This is something that it may seem too obvious, but then again, it may not. So you, as a person who is strong in this area and interested in these things, what do you hear others talking about when you show up on YouTube or Facebook or forums and blogs, websites, whatever, when you're looking for advice, when you're looking for how-tos, when you're looking for information about, the insiders, secrets and methods and whatever, however it relates to your business. I just did this with air conditioning, home HVAC systems, right? And I'm looking for, diagnosis tips on, you guys remember I had no AC a couple weeks ago, right? I mean, it's only July in Florida. It's not that big of a deal. So, right. So here I am on YouTube and I do have a background in, electronics and, lingo. I used to be an automotive diagnostician. I know stuff, right? I don't know everything about home HVAC systems, hence, my research. But what kind of things did I find out about? Well, my goodness, type in any key phrase, right? Any keywords that you could think of, right? About what you're looking for. And then you'll find people talking about that. Okay. Now here's the question, right? Let's say that I was the AC HVAC expert. Okay. Well, somebody else already talked about that topic, about how to test the run capacitor on the condenser and compressor unit. I probably just gave you words that you don't understand. Okay, so you need to understand those words if you're going to do anything with that data. Otherwise, that data is useless to you. But there's probably 50 videos of HVAC technicians showing how to test run capacitors. Does that mean I couldn't put one out? Different, better, with my personality? I mean, there's this idea that people buy you, right? They don't just buy your offer or your product per se, but that the product is wrapped around an offer, which includes you, right? You're part of the deal. You're part of the offer. So whereas, somebody might be like, I don't like that Lavenia guy, but Lindsay, yeah, I'll buy her shit because she's awesome. Okay. So did they find Lindsay? Or is she hiding under a rock? So you can, and this isn't thievery, okay? It is plagiarism to a degree, but you can look at what is already working in the marketplace and personalize and make your own. It was just brought up, someone just asked, when are we going to do our copywriting course? I got to get that on the calendar. I also got to get it in my head, right? But we're gonna do that. We're gonna open it up to the public. We're gonna have people, and they can opt in. I don't know, $50, $100, whatever it's gonna be, and they can participate. Of course, all of our members here, you're included on the house, right? But the idea that has anybody else done a copywriting course? Yeah, of course. Millions of people have done copywriting courses, some better than others, right? Copywriting itself. What is copywriting? Well, we think about, what people respond to, right? So we write the advertisement, we write the email, we write the script for the video. Well, people are already responding to those kind of offers, right? For whatever it is we're selling. People have already been responding to that. So there's already proof of concept there to varying degrees of effectiveness. But as Goethe said, the great philosopher, he said, all intelligent thoughts have already been thought. All we got to do is think them again, right? So, and on that note, with something like copywriting, do you read your junk mail? Does that not give you ideas, right? Do you have a swipe file? So here's a folder in your email inbox, right? Or I suppose you could do this with physical junk mail, like you could actually have a file cabinet or something for like really good copy. But anyway, you take the the email, which might be spam. It depends on how many lists you're showing up on, and you go ahead and you slide that over into your swipe file. And so when you're feeling like I need to write something, and you're staring at a white screen with the flashing cursor of death, right? Then you could just go to your swipe file and look and get some ideas, get some reminders. And then you don't rip it off, verbatim, but you plagiarize. right? You're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I go word it a little bit differently. I saw this email just a couple of weeks ago. It stuck with me. And it had, it was kind of like a Mission Impossible sort of theme, right? But the subject line was delete after reading. That was the subject line. Ooh, that's good. Oh, this must be like a covert operation, right? I got to delete this email, but after I read it. Did I open that email? Damn right, I opened that email. That was good copy, right? I don't even remember who it was from. I think it was some politician, begging for money. But still, that's good. I mentioned Mission Impossible because that, to me, that kind of means like this is top secret. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds, right? That's sort of a thing. That email's in my swipe file right now. Okay, I will deploy something like that soon. Okay. So what do you talk about? What do other experts in the field where you'd like to show up as an expert, what do they talk about? And then can you put your own twist on that? Here's one thing I'd like to see. Let's say that back to the example of the HVAC, technicians. Some of these guys talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk before they ever pull out a friggin' meter and put the leads on the item, right? The capacitor in this case. Can we just get on with it? I actually screamed at the screen yesterday. I was on a YouTube video. Here's another one. Okay. How to get mold, mildew stains off of white vinyl fence. Anybody interested in that? I became interested in that. I moved to Florida. I've got a white vinyl fence. I'm about to put in more. This stuff has been neglected for some time. I'm seeing a little bit of green and other discoloration. It's supposed to be white. Okay, so how do you get this stuff off? I suppose you can get a pressure washer. I suppose you could scrub, and you could try different kinds of products or whatever. So I got on this video. That was 20 minutes long. Oh my God, 20 minutes long. And the guy tested like 10 different products. And then finally at like 18 minutes and 30 seconds in, and I keep clicking the forward button, but I don't want to miss the punchline, right? But finally he revealed which product blew all the others away. So that was the hook at the beginning. I was shocked when I found out that this was the product I didn't even know. And yeah, Linda Solumel, right? I did a little experimenting with that. Okay, standard strength. But apparently if you want to know, say I'm going to save you a bunch of time. Now I could do this on a video. I can go ahead and do a before and after. I can knock out this video in probably 48 seconds. Hell, that would qualify for TikTok, right? And it turns out, based on this guy's experiment, that 30 seconds outdoor cleaner crushed everything. Now it's a bleach-based product. Okay, so it's pretty hardcore. But I mean, you just spray the shit on, and then like 2 minutes later, like it's white. Like that's it. It's. I mean, if you got some really caked on stuff, you can scrubby and whatever, do a second coat, and then you rinse it off, and that's it, and it's done. Okay, so yeah, that's nasty chemicals. But to get the effect of like this mold, mildew, and algae is gone, right? Without a bunch of work on your part, this was the product that did it. $13 at Home Depot or whatever. Okay, so how long did it take me to just tell you that? And I could have done it with pictures. Okay, but could I do that video better than that guy just did? Hell yeah, I could. Yeah, save everybody a bunch of time. All right. Now, does that make me an expert at choosing products that clean mold, mildew, algae off of fences in humid environments? Does that make me an expert? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Why? Because I just demonstrated the result that you want, and I showed you how to get it with less thought, effort, time, money, whatever. So back to the idea. How can you show up in the marketplace as an expert? People don't need a whole lot of context if you're able to demonstrate a result. Okay, so I was watching the movie Amadeus last night with my daughter. She has never seen it. We got about halfway through. It's a director's cut. It's 3 hours long. This is about the life of Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And there's a point in the movie somewhere in the first half, because that's about it. We had to, it was bedtime, right? She's got things to do in the morning. So we got about halfway through. Maybe we'll finish it tonight. But there's a point where, Mozart has an opportunity to take on one of the royal nieces or something as a pupil, as a student. And but in order to get the post, he must submit his work. He must submit the samples of his work, and his ego and his pride doesn't allow him to do that. He's like, I don't have to submit. I'm Mozart. I'm the greatest composer in all of Vienna. Blah blah blah. Right? He doesn't get the job. Right? By the way, if you don't know, Mozart was, he died, troubled life, right? Drinker, drunk, stressed out, emotionally, brilliant composer, but my goodness, you don't want his life, right? So, so in that way, the music speaks for itself. Okay, so the result speaks for itself. You're not, well, maybe you are looking to gain a royal post, with the emperor's niece or something. If that's the situation you're in, you may have to qualify a little bit more. But in terms of the general public, let's say you're not selling to the emperor of Austria. If that's not your target audience, probably just the music itself speaks for itself. See the clean fence? Here's what I did. Click like and subscribe for more awesome videos that save you time, money, effort, blah, blah, blah. What does it take to publish that? What does it take to publish, John dancing with his daughter's, stuffed animals to Oh Mickey? What did it take? Guys, best known beats best. And that's something I had to get through my head, because like the computer programmer who's really good at their craft and nobody knows about it, they get referrals. That's typically how they stay alive and eat, right? Or they get a job, right? Where they're programming computers all day, every day. And if they're really into it, well, that it doesn't feel like work. They're living their purpose. Hey, hooray for them, right? But I know a lot of brilliant computer programmers and musicians and fill in the blank who could use a lot more revenue and a bit of an increase in their lifestyle if they only had a bit more reach into the marketplace. So since the majority of what we talk about here is personal development as it relates to you being productive and having the effect that you want to have in your own life and in the lives of others, I must recommend that you take personal responsibility for making known to others in the marketplace, making known that which you're expert at. Does it have to be polished? No. Guys, we live in the age of reality TV. Don't think that you need to do some Hollywood production or something. Okay, so I just want the data, right? Somebody help me here. Show me which product to use on my fence. Show me how to diagnose the air conditioning thing, right? I don't need showbiz. Can you do that in your chosen area of expertise? Excuse me, if you're an expert. Now, with something with such a low barrier as cleaning the algae off the fence, right? You could be an expert with one iteration of a successful cleaning job. One iteration. That's it. Okay, you do it right, you do it once. That's as expert as it gets. I mean, that's what else are we going to talk about, right? Now, with other things that have more topics involved and more moving parts, right? So maybe you've got 10 years experience at what you're really awesome at. Can you vocalize that? Can you convey that in a way coming from the position of relaxed confidence? That's who you already are in that field of endeavor. Can you vocalize that in a variety of media, videos, blog posts, emails, whatever, to other people who are ignorant? They do not know. They don't have the 10 years experience. And there's a bit more of a barrier than just go do the job once and you'll see that it works, right? There's a level of mastery that comes with experience, with things that are more complicated than cleaning the algae off the fence. Go ahead and convey that. And here's the other part of it, like the dancing salesman video. Does it have to be directly related to whatever the ultimate call to action or whatever the offer is, right? So does my, and I don't know, the salesman video, the dancing video I just did, it was, maybe it attracts nobody, maybe it attracts 1 million, maybe it goes viral. I don't freaking know. I don't know. Okay, but best known beats best, right? So here we are putting ourselves out there, and now John Lavenia exists in the life of somebody who it didn't exist before. So that's a new being, a new entity, something else that they didn't know before. So you always have to be 100% on point. What was I mentioning before? Teaching webinars to people, right? So how to do a compelling one-to-many live video broadcast for the purpose of bringing in business, right? So one of the things that I teach in that course is how to use screen annotation to occur as more of an expert. So what I mean by that is whiteboard, like a whiteboard presentation. Okay. So you may have sales aids, you may have like slides, right? Hey, look at the pictures, right? And all that. So that's fine. That's kind of in the can already. That's a canned, pitch kind of a thing. And hopefully you're not reading slides verbatim, because that kind of sucks. But in addition to that, right, if you want to explain a concept to somebody, right, you just pull up the white screen and get out the screen annotation pen. There's all different kinds of software, and you got Wacom tablets and stuff. You can write on the screen, right? So you can picture writing on the screen, okay? And so here's just the whiteboard. And so you're writing out, this goes there, that goes there. Now, how does that occur to the viewer? Does that set you up as the expert? Yes, it does. Once again, I mean, you're not looking at notes. You're not reading slides verbatim. I mean, you're winging it here. You know your topic. And now you can go ahead and draw it out. And again, it doesn't have to be a Hollywood production. In fact, I always chuckle at my own penmanship. Sorry, guys, you probably can't. I can't even read my own writing. This sucks. Okay. But here's what you see, and this goes there, and that goes there, right? What message is being conveyed? This guy knows his stuff to the point where he can, on a whim, get a pen and like draw it out for us. Like he knows this stuff. That's the message. That's part of the communication. It's not about the quality of the schematic, right? It's the it's the communication of confidence, of knowing this. And that's another way to do it. That sets you way above other people who are, reading scripts verbatim or something. There's an old saying, what's the one thing worse than a salesman with a script? And the answer is a salesman with no script. So I don't know. That joke can go in either direction. I don't know how to reconcile that. But yeah, you get to the point, and you have in some area or areas of your life where you know more than other people, to the point of what they could consider mastery if you can only communicate it to them. We have some moms here with us today. Do you know something more about mothering than the 20-year-old girl who's about to be a mother for the first time? Yes, you do. Can you use that, right? Can you use your expertise as a way to impinge upon that segment of the marketplace, new moms, right? And then, not that you're accosting them with your offer, hey, holy crap, buy my stuff, but now they know who you are, because with confidence, certainty, flippancy, right? You went ahead and put out some tips. Now they know you, they like you more than they did before, and you've developed a certain amount of trust and credibility in the marketplace. And then maybe they watch your next video, or maybe they subscribe to your newsletter, or maybe they send you a message or whatever. Hey, I got a question. Next thing you know, you're engaged, you're in a dialogue. Maybe you've got a course to offer. Maybe you've got a, I don't know, a book or something, right? Or an affiliate link to the best products for the new mom, right? And the affiliate link goes to the Amazon thing, and they buy the stuff and you get a few pennies, right? So there are ways to monetize this. Well, what I'm saying is a lot of times people feel like they've got to directly kind of attack their marketplace typically because they've got perhaps a lack of traffic, right? Few people like in their lead list, right? So they've got to get people to, get on it right away. Versus if you've got, again, that space, like we talked about yesterday, a bit of flexibility, where you can go and be kind of, over here on the side, right? Let me just tell you about this, which may or may not be something I monetize, but I'm expert in this area. Well, and now that road could lead to an actual transaction, not in the next 10 seconds, but best known beats best. Of course, I got that phrase, which I've said 3 times already. I've got that from Grant Cardone, who, when you look at his publishing schedule, it's all day, every day. Him and his minions, right? They're always pushing Grant Cardone shit out there, nonstop. And is it the best stuff? I don't think so. Okay, but it's everywhere. So let me close by saying this. I'm definitely going to have to change the title to this talk. Let me close by saying this. The way to get good at anything is to get started. So if you're wondering what to talk about, or how will I show up, in terms of, if I'm going to do my first video ever, if we're going to assume anything, let's assume that it's not going to be as good as the 20th or the 100th video you do. Let's assume it sucks. Okay. So you're never going to suck less if you don't suck now. There's some heavy duty philosophy right there. I think that was out of the ancient scrolls. You're never going to suck less if you don't suck now. So go suck. Proceed, right? Proceed. Great news. Attention spans are short. People will forget. Great news. Do it. And it won't be as bad next time. Next Fun Friday on TikTok, I plan on doing a dance video with my daughter, and I'm thinking the song will be "I Like to Move It, Move It." I like to move it. What do you think? Yeah, it's got a good beat. Okay. You guys got any thoughts on this? Whatever this topic was, how to suck less, perhaps. We got Lynn here, Lindsay. Yes, Linda.
Hey, John. So, yeah, you gave me some ideas. Because I am an expert in some things, but not necessarily. I just never thought it could just be not related to what it is I'm trying to put in the marketplace. So yeah.
What could you do a video or something about, like right now, Linda, that may not directly be related to whatever business or commerce thing, but puts Linda out there?
Well, I could do something from the dance world. I could do something from, being a grandmother, a mother. I could do something about cleaning because, I am pretty much an expert in that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's many things I could do. That's what I mean. You just got my mind juices flowing. So, because I know I got to put myself out there, and I know it's not going to be great in the beginning, so yeah. And it can't be any worse than John's dancing video with the with the stuffed animals.
I don't know anything about dance. I don't dance. Okay.
Well, I can give you a few tips if you want.
Yeah. Well, with TikTok, it should be ridiculous, right? It should be
ridiculous. Yeah, you're right.
Like the more it sucks, the better it is. So if you're a guy, right? If you're a teenage girl or something, then they're really looking for fans or whatever they're doing. But I think in your case, you just mentioned a few different areas where most people are not expert, and which you are. You mentioned cleaning. Okay, so I've got with the house we bought here came a refrigerator, right? And it's a nice refrigerator. It's stainless steel and all this, but some numbnuts they did the steel wool thing against the grain. You know what I'm talking about, Linda, because you know about cleaning, right? And so I can see where the stainless steel was scratched in the wrong direction with some sort of an abrasive, right? So again, right. So again, I went on
Sorry,
YouTube.
sorry, John. I lost you. I'm driving.
Oh,
I
okay.
heard refrigerator. I heard
Well, what I was saying
refrigerator.
was that there's scratches from some abrasive, maybe steel wool or something on the stainless
Oh,
steel
yeah.
refrigerator. Okay.
Mhm.
So I went on to YouTube looking at how to remove scratches from stainless steel.
Mhm.
And I already had an idea. You use a certain, like a 3M Scotch Brite, and you go with the grain, and then you use the finer grit version of that, and then you can use the polish and whatever, and you can restore the natural grain of the stainless steel finish. And so, but there's all these videos on that, right? So that's a cleaning topic, right? It's
Yeah.
more of like metal restoration, but
Repair.
still,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So something like that. And one video I watched, again, 20 minutes long, and I had to scream at the guy, please get on with it.
Right.
Oh my God, just show me what to do. Right. And then I found other videos and some contradicted each other. Right. So here's another opportunity. You could retort. You could be like, here's my comeback to what so-and-so said on the video. I disagree. Right. So, and people like that. That's controversy. So, oh, who's right? Somebody's wrong. Somebody's right. Right. So you can actually, and I don't know, maybe I'm thinking a little bit further ahead, but like your first video on like, here's how you, the fastest, easiest way to clean toilets, let's say. All right. So that's probably a distasteful thing. There's probably people out there who have to clean toilets and who would like to spend less time cleaning toilets, especially if they're other people's toilets, right? So maybe, and maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, I don't know, but maybe your first video is, clean toilets in less time with less effort, right? Or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Making it up.
I'd rather clean toilets than vacuum anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's I don't know. Maybe that comes from my hospital background. Doesn't bother me. Yeah. No, I mean, there's like a million things, right? It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Hollywood, Linda.
I don't know. Is Missy here? I don't know if she's here. She caught me on video the other day doing it in a dress. So.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. It's funny.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know.
Right. I'd like to see the grandmother series. I don't know anything about being a grandmother.
Yeah, grandparenting is awesome, John. It's way better than parenting. Well, in some ways. I mean, it's parenting and grandparenting at the same time. It's kind of both.
Right. And look, you wind up getting an audience for that. Can you not have, hey, this video is sponsored by.
Right.
Could be sponsored by your own company, right?
Correct.
Right.
Right.
Click on the thing to, right. Yeah.
Well, it's thinking outside the box, like you gotta, like lately I've been like, okay, I gotta come up with some idea that I can, make money now, like more money now, like something to do, like take a look at my assets and just see where I can, expand on that. So, yeah.
Good.
All right. Good thoughts.
Good thoughts.
Thanks, John.
Food for action. Food for
action.
Food for action.
Yeah, food for action. Action, yes. Otherwise, it's just words. So
imperfect and done, my friend.
Yes. Oh God. Okay.
All right.
Well, at least you weren't dancing with Mickey. That was good.
All right.
I was expecting a Mickey doll, honestly. But.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if we have one.
Right. Well, I know your feelings about that. So.
Yeah. Well, Mickey Mouse was fine, but these days, who knows what you get?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. What do you think, Lynn?
Oh, so when you were talking about controversy, there's a sort of a structure, academic argument structure of, it's called a hangman or a hangman plus one. You probably know this stuff anyway, which just sort of like, I'd forgotten all of that stuff. So that's really helpful, just because that's a good way to set up an issue, raise an issue, build up a question against it, and then knock it down. I have all sorts of things I could talk about, but they're not, it's like, I don't really think they're the things that they're very they're a bit esoteric, you know, like Goya and Oscar Wilde and stuff like that. It's not mainstream. It's like I can do this off the top of my head, but my head's a bit weird. It's not exactly the most commercial.
Well, that's why you and I get along so well, right? No, really, I'm not like a dancing teenage girl. I'm not, and nor will I ever be.
Yeah.
I'm in this body, right? So what do? I'm giving sales tips on TikTok.
Yes.
For what it's worth.
Right. Yes. There is that. Hey, if you can dance on TikTok, I can dance on TikTok.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, Lynn, we're into thought and philosophy and psychology, and these are the kinds of things that turn me on. Okay. So since that's not pop culture, the question then is, how do we put that to use in life, in things that people think that they're more interested in? I was just going through, and I'm still going through today, a course on launching a software business, which I'm in the process of doing. And one of the modules in that course talked about personal development concepts. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we're going there here. So something that seems so, hard, or how could I say, something that seems so divorced from the esoteric world of philosophy, right? Here we're dealing with technology, right? So those seem to be opposites. And yet the teacher in this course was talking about your strategy for implementing and scaling up, the offer to the users of the platform. And but then he, in one of the videos, he was like, now we want to talk a bit about not just your business structure, but your structure. And I was like, oh, what is this? And he's talking about, if you're intending, let's say if you're making $5,000 a month and you want to make 10, well, first you got to become the person who makes 10, or you're never going to make 10.
Sure.
Like, do you do in half? There it is again. Now, he didn't use those words. Okay.
No.
Right. But to scale your business up, you got to scale yourself up, is what he said. And scaling yourself up precedes your statistics rising.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So philosophy found its way even into how to start a software company. Wow. Which makes me feel at home, right? Right. So Lynn, when you and I met, right, we met via a e-commerce, educational, like learn to do, print on demand, and blah blah blah, right? So that's nice. Okay. And that's a method. There's many methods. That's a method. But who's doing it? I don't know. Right. Hopefully you do. Somebody, empowered and enthusiastic and committed to completion, and who can focus. Oh, that was another thing the guy talked about. So he gave a few of the pointers that he would suggest in terms of personal development. And so he wanted to dispel some of the myths. And one of the myths he said that I want to dispel, and he did use these words, the myth that we are multitaskers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, most people are chasing too many rabbits and not catching any. I was like, bro, have you been listening to my broadcasts? So good news for you, Lynn. You've already got the foundational, the truths. I mean, what is philosophy? It's the study of the basic truths of life, right? So, all right. So if you've got a foundation of that, now apply it wherever you'd like. And it leaks in. I couldn't sell like I do if I didn't have that foundation of personal development. That preceded all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's it's really good. I mean what you're doing is going, oh, well, you've got this and you can open it out. And what I've been doing is going, I've got this, but it's esoteric, who would be interested? It's exactly wrong, and it's mine's been the small version and yours has been the big version. Thank you very much, John.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Thank you.
yeah.
Go watch my TikTok videos.
All right.
They're all 1 minute or less too. I have found it easy. Somebody was asking me, was it hard for you to, Linda, was it you? Somebody was asking.
Yeah, that was me, John. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
And the
but
answer
you've
is
been
no,
doing it
it's
for
not
so
hard.
you've been right. Yeah, well, for you it's not, but for me it's like, oh my God, and I don't even know why. I mean, it's like, who cares, right? Who cares?
Well,
Nobody
if you
cares.
haven't done any, right? If you haven't done any, then the first one is the hardest, right?
Of course, yes, like
right.
everything. Yep.
Right. So if you've gone for years lecturing, long form, multi-day conferences, and 2-hour and 1-hour keynotes and everything else, and then it's like, shoot one video about whatever you feel like. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you first started, did you like write down what it was you wanted to say? Because like sometimes I get in front of the camera and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I'm. It's like my brain and tongue are not connected.
Okay.
So.
Well, perhaps this is the thing then, and here's the challenge for everybody. All right. If you haven't ever posted anything to a video platform, because video converts better than anything, right? I know there's Instagram pictures and Pinterest and Facebook posts and all that, and it's all valid and it's all good. Okay. But but video trumps them all. Okay. You've got shorts on YouTube, you've got reels on, I think it's called, on Instagram, and then of course there's TikTok and all this. So here's the thing: pick one idea, just one idea that you can knock out in a minute or less, and publish something on that one idea, and that's it. Just do that. Get off of zero. Do it, right? And if it sucks, that's fine, because guess what? Next time it won't suck as bad. So.
Might take 100 times, right?
Well, I don't know, but and then you'll wind up finding, and guaranteed you'll wind up finding that something hooks up with people, maybe even goes viral. I don't know, right? Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, the craziest things have gone viral, right?
Right. I was studying this a lawyer, right? Lynn, talk about esoteric, right? So here's this attorney. She's a finance attorney. And she has she's been running a YouTube channel for 2 years and a TikTok channel for a few months now. She's got 4.5 million followers on TikTok. 4.5 million. She does 30-second videos on how to save money, typically at big box retailers and at airlines or whatever. As an attorney, she reads the fine print. She finds the loopholes. She knows, well, here's how you get the refund. There was one video that went viral. Nike shoes, right? How to get free Nike shoes. And apparently, if your Nike shoes are less than 2 years old and they get a rip or something, right, then it's part of the Nike policy that it would be replaced. Who knew that? 2-year-old shoes. So she got millions of views on this, and how to get the the rebate from the airline company, and how to get the best deals at Costco even though it's not Black Friday, right? So what's her topic? Her topic is teaching people somewhat secret ways of saving money. As the person who, and this is like one of her taglines is, and what's her name? Let me just find her name in case you guys are interested. Her name is, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know her name. Erica Kullberg with a K. So her tagline and the way she kind of sets up the video, there's a bit of psychology in there. She does it like third party, like she's talking to herself. So here's Erica A and Erica B, right? And they're kind of like bantering back and forth. And then midway through the video, she'd be like, listen to this. Most people don't know that I know this, right? And so she's actually looking at the camera at that point. So like she's connecting with the audience. right? And then like at the end, right, once the solution has been revealed, oh, well, you just got to do that. You can cite that policy, and then they got to give you the money, right? And oh, well, where'd you learn that? Oh, I learned it from Erica, the money lawyer. She reads the fine print, so I don't have to, right? Click follow for more tips. Bam, 4.5 million followers. 30-second videos. But she's an expert. Now, how does she monetize that? Okay, so she's an expert at what? Law. Okay, so next thing you know, you're showing up at Erica's, lawyer website, and I think she sells prepackaged like boilerplate contracts and lawyer stuff, right? Here's agreements and things that are not as fun as getting a free pair of Nike shoes or something, but that's how she attracts best known beats best, right? So I hope I gave you guys some ideas with this. Yes, good, okay. So put yourself out there and consider it a challenge, right? So I know for you, Lynn, it's already midnight. We're coming up on 1 a.m. But can we say 24 hours and you've produced something? Yeah, 24 hours? No? Okay. I mean,
I've got a long work day tomorrow.
Okay.
Big, yeah.
I know a guy who publishes a podcast episode every day that he records in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot in his car, right? So I'm just saying. Okay.
We do.
All right. Publish something. I'll be back here. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't have to be good. It's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. Okay. Publish. All right, guys. I'm going to be back here at 6 p.m. for Be Heard. So if you guys want to be heard, I'll be here to listen 6 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. In the meantime, have a great day. I hope you got some ideas and